Maybe you from the 1970s, when the Los Angeles Rams was known as the Prison Foursome because of that defensive line. Or maybe you in the city of St. Louis, the gateway to the Midwest, where the greatest show on turf brought home the first ever Super Bowl championship. Or maybe you in the here and now, with the Rams back in LA, winners of Super Bowl 56. You can rock Eric Dickerson. You can rock Marshall Faulk, Isaiah Bruce, and Kurt Warner. Or maybe you rocking Cooper Cup, Aaron Donald, and Matthew Stafford. It doesn't matter because when it comes to this, it's all about the Los Angeles Rams. Horns up, Rams South. Time to talk Rams football.
Good day, good people. Ram Nation, how y'all doing today? I hope y'all having a good time. Hope y'all enjoying the off season. Hope you're relaxing as you patiently wait for the NFL draft to come up, as we are just a couple of weeks away from the NFL draft. And then next month we'll see the schedule release, and then there'll be OTAs and training camps before we get into preseason. Then the new NFL season begins. Nevertheless, I am here. The playmakers in the building, ready to close out season 5 of Ramily Talk, as we are here to review the NFC playoffs. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. We're here to recap the playoff season for the Los Angeles Rams here today to close out season 5. Take a couple of weeks off, come back, season 6, the NFL draft, what the Rams did in the draft, and then we'll look forward to the new season. But first and foremost, if you tune into Ramily Talk for the first time, thank you for tuning in. Ramily Talk is available video version on our YouTube channel, the Playmakers Bar Network YouTube channel. Audio versions are available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, Pandora, and whatever else you get your podcasts at, or wherever else you listen to your podcasts at. It's a very special moment. Before I continue, I'm gonna give a thanks to all the fans out there, everybody that followed Ramily Talk for the past 5 years. I really greatly appreciate your support. Greatly appreciate you tuning in each and every week to me talking to Los Angeles Rams football. I greatly appreciate it. And I would talk about it a little bit more at the end of the show, but let's jump into it. Playoffs. As you can see, the opponents that the Rams had to go through in the playoffs. First one up in the NFC Wildcard Round, we had the Minnesota Vikings, but we couldn't play it at SoFi Stadium due to the wildfires that was going on out there. Shout out to all the men and women of the LA Fire Department, LAPD, and everybody else that was involved in making sure people got out of their homes safely and soundly, that people did not lose their lives. They might have lost their properties, but they didn't lose their lives. So those who out there who will serve in those very difficult times out there in LA, you deserve credit. And I'm here to give you the credit. Thank you for your service to the Los Angeles City area and making sure people got out safely and soundly. But due to the wildfires, the Arizona Cardinals, shout out to the Arizona Cardinals, was gracious enough for the Rams to have their wild card playoff game against the Minnesota Vikings at State Farm Stadium, or Glendale, Arizona. Thank you to the Arizona Cardinals for your hospitality and stepping in a difficult time for the Los Angeles Rams. We'll greatly appreciate it on that one. And as we got to the game, it was another great performance by the defense. 27 Rams, 9 Vikings. A bad game for Minnesota, a bad game for Sam Darnold. But the Rams came out, they was blazing, they was on fire, and it was great. We even got a defensive touchdown from Jared Verse. I believe it was a scoop and score on Jared Verse's part. It was all Rams in this wild card game here. As you can see here, 292 yards of offense, 269 for the Vikings. No turnovers by the Rams, 2 by the Minnesota Vikings, even though they control the ball for close to 5 minutes more than the Rams. It didn't matter because when they had the ball, they couldn't do nothing with it. They couldn't score. They couldn't put the ball in the end zone. That's why they was held to 9 points. Look at the numbers here. You can see Sam Darnold 25 for 40, 245 a touchdown and a pick and a fumble. Aaron Jones was held to 48 yards on 13 carries. For the Rams, Matthew Stafford 19 for 27, 209, 2 touchdowns. Karen Williams had 76 yards on 16 carries. It was a total effort here, but the defense made history. 9 sacks of Sam Darnold in this game. The Rams tied a NFL playoff record with 9 sacks, as you can see here. Akila Witherspoon, who was the one who caused the fumble of Sam Darnold, and Jared Verse picked it up, took it all the way back for a touchdown. It was a great moment. You see Deshaun Jackson with a sack, Kobe Durant with a sack, Brandon Fitz and Michael Hyde combined for a half a sack. Brian Young had a half a sack. Kobe Turner with 2 sacks. Val Gilmore had a sack and a half. 9 sacks. It was a dominant performance by the Los Angeles Rams in a very difficult time in the city of Los Angeles. They represented the city very, very well. Represented very well. Very, very well. It was one of those games. It's like this defense has come a long way very quickly. This is a young defense, by the way. Okay, we have a very young defense on the Chris Shula, and Chris Shula, this is his first time being a defensive coordinator. So this defense, along with the defensive coordinator, have been doing their thing in the second half of the season. Ever since they gave up 42 to Buffalo. Remember, go all the way back to when they gave up 42 points to the Buffalo Bills. I'm going to say week 14. 42 points. Had a short trip, had to go to San Francisco, held them to 6 points. Week 16, had to fly out to New Jersey to take on the New York Jets. Held them to 9 points. Came home for a Saturday night showdown with the Arizona Cardinals with the division crown on the line. Held the Cardinals to 9 points. Of course, against Seattle, we didn't play our starters because we had clinched the division. So, but the next game that our starters played on the defensive end, they held Minnesota to 9 points. 15, 16, 17, and a wild card round. For the last 5 weeks, the defense had held teams to under 10 points. That is remarkable in the NFL. You cannot tell me that's not remarkable in the NFL. That's what the defense did. As they close out the regular season and they put their first game in the playoffs, 10 point. You don't get the 10 points on this defense, which is very great, very remarkable. Man, this defense showed up, showed out. You can't be mad at it. And I'm very thankful for this defense. This defense played their butts off. Very well done by the defense. That will set up our next matchup, which is against the Philadelphia Eagles. A return match that we all know about. Philadelphia walked in SoFi Stadium in Week 12, and they beat the Rams on Sunday Night Football. Saquon Barkley had a tremendous game, which I think I'm going to refer in later on, a little later on. But here we go. 28-22 Philadelphia Eagles. Eagles led from start to finish. It was a tough one, man. This one's a tough one. Give you the statistics first. 402 yards of total offense for the Rams, 350 for the Eagles. Rams turned it over twice. Costly turnovers at that, to be quite honest with you. Time possession almost even. Eagles close to 2 minutes more than the Rams, but fairly even in the time department category. Matthew Stafford, 26 for 44, 322, 2 touchdowns. Karen Williams, 19 carries, 106 yards. And you see Saquon Barkley's numbers, 26 carries, 205 yards, and 2 touchdowns. With this game right here against the Eagles, we had our opportunities. The game was there for the taking for us, and we didn't take it. At some point, let me go back to the box score here. First drive of the game, we gave up a 40-plus yard run to Jalen Hurts for a touchdown. We responded. We responded. Yeah, Philadelphia responded too, so that's why you see the 13-7. Eagles couldn't do nothing in the second quarter. Defense stepped up. We got a field goal. We going to halftime down 3. Eagles put up a field goal. But after that field goal, momentum started to shift to the Rams' favor because we put up 5, which means we got a safety. That's how the third quarter ended, was a safety. So you go into the fourth quarter, and all of a sudden, it's a 15-16 game, and the Rams are getting the football to begin the fourth quarter. Now you saw the Rams had 2 turnovers, right? Well, here comes the problem. We get the ball, we down 1, and Kerryon Williams fumbled the football. Kerryon Williams fumbled the football. Eagles get down to the goal line. They get stuffed. They have to kick a field goal. All right. So now we're down 19-15. We're down 4 now. We're down 4. We're driving down the field. We're doing our thing. And Matthew Stafford gets stripped and fumbles the football. The very next possession. Defense stands hold again. Hold them to another field goal. All right. Here we go. We went from being down only 1 point to being down 7 all of a sudden. Still in the game, though. We're still in the game. We're only down it. We held them to field goals. We scored a touchdown. We're down 6. It is 28-22 because we're right there. Actually, I'll take that back. With us being down 7, we didn't do nothing with the football quite yet. We got to get the ball back to the Philadelphia Eagles. And then before you know it, Saquon Barkley breaks off another 70-plus yard touchdown. So it literally went from 16-15 to 22-15 to 28-15 because they missed the extra point. We go down, we get the score, but it makes it 22-28. Then, for some odd reason, Nick Sirianni took the foot out of the gas pedal. Eagles didn't do nothing. They had to get the ball back to the Rams with the game on the line. Matthew Stafford is driving down the field. He's hitting DeMarcus Robinson. He's hitting Tyler Higbee. He's hitting Puka Nacua. We getting down the field. And then we get to, was it a 15-yard line? The 20-yard line? We got into inside the red zone. We was in the red zone. Moving. Oh, boy. Lincoln Financial Field is nervous as hell because the Rams did not get run out the building in a snowy condition, Philadelphia city. These people in that state of my nervous as hell because Matthew Stafford and the Rams, not only they stood tall, they withstood the punches from the Eagles. They have a chance to take the lead with a touchdown and the extra point and move on to the NFC Championship game. You can feel the nervousness in Lincoln Financial Field through the TV. They inside the red zone. And then Jalen Carter happened. And when Jalen Carter happened, that was the end of the Los Angeles Rams because as you're inside the red zone, the offensive tackle and the center miscommunicated and you let Jalen Carter come free through the middle. You get pushed out of the red zone. And if you look at the play, Tyler Higbee was just coming open on a post route as Jalen Carter was getting to Matthew Stafford. There was 6 points to be had on that play. if you just simply got a hand on Jalen Carter. But the offensive line did not get a hand on Jalen Carter. Our rookie center looked to his left instead of to his right, and Jalen Carter went right into that gap, got to Matthew Stafford. When Tyler Higbee came open on that post route, and they could have went for a touchdown or at least got us to about the 1 yard line. That's how open Tyler Higbee got on that play. But Stafford didn't have the time because Jalen Carter got in there quick pass in a hurry. But then that was on the third down play, by the way. It was like third and short. Then we get to fourth down, and then Matthew Stafford didn't give Puka Nacua a chance to come down with the ball and bounce. And that was the end of the game right there. Not only the end of the game, but the end of the Rams season, man. Jalen Carter. The biggest mistake. And I hope things happen. Mistakes happen. These type of things, you don't want it to happen, but it happens. But it's a simple block to Jalen Carter. Just tag him with just a tad bit. Stafford sees Higbee. We having a different discussion today. But that's what happened. That's how the Rams season ended. But the spotlight with this Rams-Eagles rivalry, Saquon Barkley. This season, in 2 meetings with the Rams. Week 12, 26 carries, 255, 2 touchdowns, 4 receptions, 47 yards. Again, in the NFC Divisional Round, 26 carries, 205 yards, 2 touchdowns, 4 catches for 27 yards. In total, Saquon Barkley has carried the ball 52 times against the Rams, has run for 460 yards. That is 8.8 yards per carry for 4 touchdowns. He also had 8 catches for 74 yards, which is 9.3 yards a carry. In 2 games against the Rams, Saquon Barkley has accumulated over 500 yards of offense. As a matter of fact, since I like Mouse so much, that is 534 yards against the Rams. 534 yards against the Rams in 2 games with 4 touchdowns. That man ran for 200 yards twice against us. Part of the reason why the Rams are at home and was not able to get to the Super Bowl this past season because you couldn't stop 26 in Philadelphia Green. Which is going to be some emphasis needed on this one, which is why I like the Pernell Ford signing because he's a one-stopper. Because most likely, and this is my take, I believe opening night will be Rams, Eagles, Lincoln Financial Field. That's just my humble guess. You could do Washington. You could do Dallas because it is Philly. But in my humble opinion, how the NFL likes to do, they like to do rematches from the previous season, especially in playoff games. And there was no close playoff game. There was no game close in the playoffs than that divisional matchup between the Rams and the Eagles. In a snowy Philadelphia, by the way. Snowy Philadelphia. Okay. That thing was snowy. Matter of fact, I'm going to show you how snowy it was. Let me take this down. This is what it looked like for y'all to remember. That was the divisional playoff game right here. Matter of fact, that was the 70-yard run that he broke right there. This is what that play was up in Philadelphia. So I can see them running it back with the Rams and the Eagles opening night. That's just my take. That's just my take on it. That's just how I see it. So, but yes, Saquon Barkley did his thing against us in 2 games against the Rams. One in Los Angeles, one in Philly. Same result, same outcome. Philadelphia Eagles win. One was a blowout. One was more control. The one that so far was the Eagles in more control. But the divisional one, they had to hang on for their life. Thanks to Jalen Carter. So that's what it was, ladies and gentlemen. That is exactly what it was. So shout out to Philadelphia, who went on to win the Super Bowl, by the way. Like I said, I was telling people the winner of this game was going to win the Super Bowl. And sure enough, the Eagles beat the Rams, and the Eagles went on to win the Super Bowl when they dominated the Washington Commanders in the NFC Championship game, and they dominated Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs, stopping them from getting a three-peat, which a lot of people are not mad about whatsoever. But in totality, this is what the Rams did. Started off the season 1-4, going into their bye week in week 5. Finished the season 9-3 the rest of the way to get to 10-7. And they won the NFC West division title. Jared Verse was named the NFL Defensive Rookie of the Year, and deservingly so. Brandon Finch was in the running as well. He also won the AP Defensive Rookie of the Year as well. And hey, it is what it is at this moment in time. So that was the Rams season in review, ladies and gentlemen. Thank y'all for tuning in. Thank y'all for watching. I appreciate it. Thank y'all to the people, because thanks to y'all, Ramily Talk this week surpassed 9,000 downloads, and is another achievement on the list that I can check off. Yes, sometimes podcast is not easy. Sometimes you don't want to do some shows, but you push through because people are listening. People enjoy what they hear from you, or enjoy what they hear from me, by the way. And I'm very appreciative of the support that I get, especially from Ram Nation, from the Ramily. It's been quite of a journey. But man, this journey has been very fun for me to talk about the team that I love most in the NFL, but the Los Angeles Rams. So that would do it for season 5 of Ramily Talk. I appreciate y'all. Season 6 is underway. The first episode of season 6 is already up. If you want to go check it out, go check it out. It is the free agency period of the Rams and what we did in free agency with the signing of Devontae Adams, the big signing, Panuna Ford, as I mentioned earlier, bringing back Jimmy Garoppolo, bringing back Tutu Atwell. So y'all go ahead, check that out. And then I'll be back in a couple of weeks once the NFL draft has taken place. We'll recap who the Rams drafted, and then we'll go from there. But thank y'all for y'all love and support of this show, and continue love and support. And if you're new, go ahead and hit that subscribe button on whatever platform you listen to podcasts at for Ramily Talk, and subscribe to the Playmakers Bar Network YouTube channel as well. Thank y'all. Y'all be blessed, and I'll see y'all in a couple of weeks. Thank you for tuning in to Ramily Talk. Ramily Talk is sponsored by Fanatics, Lids, and Paramount Plus. Get your favorite sports appeal with Fanatics or Lids, and get great streaming service with Paramount Plus. If you want to donate to the program, you can donate to us via Cash App, $D Playmakers. That is again, $D Playmakers. And remember, you can follow and subscribe to Ramily Talk on all podcast directories, including Apple, Google, Spotify, Amazon Music, and YouTube. And those of you who are on Apple, leave us a great review, leave comments on how you feel about Ramily Talk and the episode that you listen to. Tune in again next time for more Ramily Talk